you wonderful people, and welcome to Nerd Mode. This is where I talk about series that you may or may not be aware of. For today's Nerd Mode, I'm going to talk about the TV series DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Like always, this isn't a review, it's just me talking about a series that I really like that I recommend you check out for yourself. Legends of Tomorrow is an action sci-fi drama about a man named Rip Hunter, a member of a group known as the Time Masters, a group that exists to keep the timeline in check. After losing his wife and his child at the hands of the immortal Vandal Savage and the Time Master's unwillingness to get rid of Savage from the timeline, Rip decides to take the fight into his own hands and goes back to 2016 and forms a team consisting of both heroes and villains alike to deal with the threat of Vandal Savage. But can this team of misfits come together for the sake of the future, for the sake of the world, and become the legends that they are quote unquote destined to be? A very cool thing about this show is that it consists of characters pulled from both the Arrow TV show as well as the Flash TV show. From Arrow you have White Canary and Atom. From the Flash you have Firestorm, Heatwave, and Captain Cold. And finally you have Hawkman and Hawkgirl. Hawkgirl first appeared on the Flash, but Hawkman appeared during the crossover between the two shows. The show is built on the assumption that you've watched both Arrow and Flash, as well as the crossover episodes that act as a precursor to Legends of Tomorrow. So they expect you to already have a good enough idea of who these characters are, hence why there's actually no introduction for them in this show. For example, let's take Sarah Lance, aka the White Canary. There is a lot to Sarah's story that you won't get if you've never watched Arrow. I mean, also depending on if you've watched Arrow or not, depending on where you are, her very existence in the show might be a spoiler, because you might be like, wait, how is she here? I thought that thing happened to her, so why is she here? And what's up with this whole bloodlust thing? This group of characters is this show's best selling point. As I mentioned earlier, it's a team consisting of both heroes and villains. Well, so far only two villains, that being Captain Cold and Heatwave, but still, even they have their moments to shine. They bring a very interesting perspective to the show. I mean, it's very interesting when you look at this team. They started off as not the most tight-knit group. I mean, because some are there because they're like, hey, I want to be a hero, I want to save the world, I want to save the future, while others are there with their own goals and plans in mind. But when you see them put their differences aside and are able to gel together as an actual team, it's one of the many ways this show kind of shines. Especially when you have some of the characters kind of pairing off together and you're like, wow, those two characters are bonding and becoming friends. It's weird, awesome, but weird. But this is me talking about the team. I want to pull it back a little bit and talk a little bit about Rip. An interesting thing about Rip is that he's not always the best guy. What I mean is, yes, saving the future in the world is important to him, but his main mission is revenge, well, more so than anything, to save his family. And sometimes that goal outweighs everything else, sometimes even the team. That if he has to choose sacrificing the team if it means saving his family, then he kind of would. He isn't always like that, but there are moments, at the very least in the first season, where you kind of go, especially when you find out the reason why he chose these specific people to be part of this team he made. But another thing about this show is you can never go wrong with time travel. You know, time travel is always awesome. Okay, well, you can actually go wrong with time travel because you always have Rip warning the team not to change anything in the past. But they don't just travel to the past, they also travel to the future at certain points. Well, the team's future, Rip's past, you know what I mean. I love how at one moment this show can be like, oh, we need to handle this situation very discreetly, so let's split up, blend in, gather some information, you know, go all covert. And then another moment it could be like, boom, everyone comes together, guns blazing type of show. I mean, it's so awesome when you get to see the entire team on screen simultaneously fighting using their weapons, their skills, their powers. It's just so cool. Season 2 of Legends of Tomorrow premieres October 13th. But that's really all I want to talk about in this video. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.